On Tuesday, the people of Ayawaso East constituency here in the Greater Accra region will have the opportunity to elect a new member of parliament. It comes on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for the area, Muhammad Toure. On Tuesday, the people there will go to the polls to elect a new member of parliament. The election basically is torn between the MPP and the NDC because the two political parties have failed their various candidates as well as some other independent candidates. But the fight, the straight battle between the New Patriotic Party and the MPP. The MPP decided to settle on the constituency secretary, Baba Ali, whilst the NDC also decided on Baba Jamal, former member of parliament for the Akwetia constituency, and recently was Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. These two individuals are battling over who becomes the next member of parliament for the constituency. We are told that the political parties, the two political parties, are already in the constituency campaigning ahead of the March 3rd by-election, the first ever by-election we are having in the year 2026. This is the situation we're coming to live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a break. When we come back, we'll discuss the Ayawaso East constituency by-election, the dynamics, who or which political party has won the seat since its creation, and the chances of the two political parties in Tuesday's election.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You're welcome back. You're still watching The Citiuation. I'm coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. On the 3rd of March, which is Tuesday, the people of Ayawaso East constituency, precisely Kanda Enima, will go to the polls to elect a new member of parliament for the constituency. It comes on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for the area, Muhammad Toure. The MPP and the NDC are the two visible political parties on the ground, even though there's a threat from an independent parliamentary candidate. But the two political parties are already on the ground campaigning to have their preferred candidates go to parliament to represent the people of Ayawaso East constituency. On the back of the NDC is Baba Jamal, recently Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, a former member of parliament for the Akwetia constituency, and a former Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. On the side of the MPP is Baba Ali. He was the MPP's constituency secretary until this appointment or this nomination by the New Patriotic Party to be on the ticket of the party for Tuesday's by-election. The first ever by-election we are having in the year 2026. And this is the situation. Today the focus is on the Ayawaso East constituency and the by-election the Electoral Commission is expected to conduct on Tuesday, the 3rd of March, 2026. We'll give you the dynamics, the political history of the constituency, the number of members of parliament they've had since the creation of the constituency, and who is likely to win on Tuesday. My name is Sami Wiafi, and as always, I'm here with Fred Tete Jabano, my friend and brother. Fredo, what's up?
I'm well. How are you? I'm
very, very well, thank you. Looking forward to Tuesday?
Oh, yes, I'm looking forward to Tuesday. You know, for elections are always interesting. Even though sometimes you know who is likely to win. In elections, you can never be certain. So you may have an idea based on history as to who might win the election. But then electorates always have a different mind sometimes. so they may come and choose someone else. But as the two parties and independent candidates are campaigning, and you see party executives all going to the constituency to ensure that their various candidates win, there's also a preparation for a very important national assignment tomorrow, which is the assignment of the State of the Nation address. The president is going to address Parliament tomorrow to tell us the state of the country 1 year after he's managed this country in the second term. There's been a lot of conversations. Members of Parliament are very expectant to hear what the president have said. I would say to them, already people are giving their scorecards about the president's performance in 1 year. And we hope to see and hear what the president would be telling us tomorrow as to what the real state of our country is, as per his view and his assessment of his tenure. So yes, as elections are coming, there's also national assignments for tomorrow, where the president would give us the State of the Nation address. And as usual, it will be live here on Channel 1 TV from 9:30 a.m. The president is expected to start the presentation at 10 a.m. So we would start our conversations and our build up to this particular State of the Nations tomorrow at 9:30. Whilst we continue to also monitor events at the Ayawaso East constituency, where Tuesday they will also go to the polls to choose a new parliamentary member of parliament for the constituency.
In a bit, we'll go to the constituency, but first, our colleague Fauzi Masaudu went to the constituency to gauge the mood, more or less a report on how the campaigning activities in the constituency has been so far since the Electoral Commission decided to set a date for the election. On the camp of Baba Jama and then the camp of the New Patriotic Parties, Babali, how has campaigning been so far? And after this report, we'll go to the constituency because we understand both the MPP and the NDC are campaigning aggressively to ensure that their preferred candidates are elected on Tuesday. Let's go to the constituency and hear that report from our colleague Fauzi Masaudu.
As a stronghold of the governing NDC, the party has been reorganizing its base to secure a decisive victory in the March 3 Ayawaso East by-election. Party officials stress that efforts are underway to ensure inclusiveness and leave no supporter behind. During a donation exercise led by Hajia Amina Adam, who contested Baba Jamal in the party's primary, the NDC candidates described the support as a clear sign of unity and collective commitment to victory.
NDC is united. NDC is united. We are united for a common purpose. We are united to ensure that whatever the votes are, we promise to increase the votes this time, inshallah. So with this unity and the support from all the contestants, and I hope and pray that all other supporters on the ground will learn from what we are doing here.
The spokesperson for Hajia Amina Adam, Abdul Salam Daru, urged supporters to prioritize the party's interest and work together to retain the seat.
And today, Hajia is here based on a delegation to do a presentation of 500 T-shirts of Honorable Baba Jamal, and then water to support his cause, to demonstrate that NDC is one family. The internal contest is over. Now what is ahead of us is how to ensure that we get to win the seat. Already the seat is for NDC, and it is Hajia's interest and objective to ensure that with the support that we are going to give Honorable Baba Jamal, we are going to widen the margin so that inshallah we will retain this seat.
Meanwhile, the NDC's constituency communications officer, Musa Ali, criticized the independent candidate Umaru Sanda Mohammed, accusing him of abandoning the party to pursue personal interests.
That's the campaigning activities of the NDC and Baba Jamal in their constituency, the Ayawaso East Constituency. In the short term, we'll bring you that report also from how the MPP and its campaigning has been. And we'll speak to an official of the party who we understand is currently also in the constituency campaigning. The General Secretary, or no, now the National Chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esedu Ketia, we understand, was also in the constituency to campaign for Baba Jamal. We'll bring you that clip shortly. But before that, try to take us through how they appear on the ballots on Tuesday. how they are going to, really appear on the ballot, and the history, the political history of the constituency, which political party has won it many times, and if there will be any upset come Tuesday from the opposition New Patriotic Party in the election. Fred?
So, Sami, like you said, the election is taking place on Tuesday, and there are 5 people who are actually contesting this particular election. So you have the NDC's Baba Jamal, you have Ibrahim Idrisu of the LPG, you have Yusuf Baba Ali of the MPP, you have Alhaji M. Umaru Sanda of an independent candidate, but would give you a history of how he became an independent candidate, and David Kano, who is also an independent candidate. So this is the position from 1st to 5th. The NDC's Baba Jamal is on top, is the first person on the ballot. Then you have the LPG's Ibrahim Idrisu, you have MPP's Yusuf Baba Ali, you have the independent Alhaji M. Umaru Sanda, and David Kano. Let's start with Baba Jamal. How did Baba Jamal appear at the Ayawaso constituency, East constituency? Because people would know Baba Jamal and link him to Akwetia. Baba Jamal, a former deputy general secretary of the NDC, well known within the NDC circles. You can say he's a stalwart of the NDC. Baba Jamal tried to contest the Ayawaso East election some time ago. He failed, and he moved to the Akwetia constituency to go and contest. And he's well known in the Akwetia constituency based on the various incidents which took place in that particular constituency when he was parliamentary candidate of the NDC. So Baba Jamal, you'd know, contested about 3 times before he finally became MP for Akwetia, lost the seat to Amase, returned to Accra to go contest the Ayawaso East constituency in 2020, contested in 2020, contested in 2024 during the primaries, and lost. He lost to the MP who had just passed away, Mahama Toure, on 2 occasions. Baba Jamal, before this particular election, was then posted to Nigeria to become Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Upon his elevation to the position of High Commissioner, the unfortunate demise of the former MP came. He decided to leave Nigeria, come to Ghana to contest their seats. In that by-election, we all knew what happened. There were allegations of vote buying, money sharing, sharing of televisions, fridges, egg and pepper, normally known as Kosiani Meko. These brought a lot of attention to the NDC, on the NDC in that particular election or primaries, basically because a lot of people were angry and unhappy about the fact that all these things took place during the by-election. The party had to make a decision. Members of parliament decided that they wanted that particular primaries annulled. The party set up a committee. The committee looked into it. The committee's report was that for them, they believed that that particular election had to be annulled. But then when you look at the time for an annulment and to elect a new candidate, there was no time to do that. So then they needed to go with Baba Jamal. So Baba Jamal was left to go as the elected candidate or aspirant for the NDC for that particular election. He's been campaigning in the area. Since then, Baba Jamal has constantly been in that area, campaigning from Monday to Sunday. He's telling the people that he's the right person for that particular position. He's telling the people that he has been an MP before. He understands what it means to be an MP. He is one person who is also connected to the people. So you would recall that when the criticisms came about the fact that he was sharing money, he indicated that he always does that at the end of the year, during Ramadan and special events. He always tries to connect to the people by helping them financially and in other ways. So yes, Baba Jamal, if you look at the list, we'll say is the most experienced politician amongst the lot, and he is representing the NDC. As to whether the people would vote for him, we are not sure. But when we get to the part about history, we'll tell you that the NDC historically, since 92, has won this particular election. Okay. The next person is Ibrahim Idrisu. Ibrahim Idrisu is not well known. He is a member of the LPG. The LPG, if you look at all our elections, you would recall, or you would see that the LPG has always tried to bring a member, a candidate to contest in elections, parliamentary elections, even when they know they will not win. So you look at the last elections we had in Akwetia, the LPG brought one person to contest. When you look at the elections in the Ashanti region, you also realize that the LPG is always represented. And they believe that it's part of the formation of a party, it's a part of growing a party. So their candidate may not win today or may not win on Tuesday, but then you are building the party, you are building the base of the party where constituents will get to know and connect to a particular candidate. And if that candidate is consistent, that candidate might win an election in the future. But Ibrahim Idrisu also believes that he is an indigene. He stayed in Nima. He was born in Nima. He's engaged the people of Nima, and they also can connect to him. They know him and they know what he can do. So he is also of the belief that he can win this particular election. The other person who is the closest rival or the closest person when it comes to this contest with regards to Baba Jamal is the Yusuf Baba Ali. Yusuf Baba Ali of the MPP. Yusuf Baba Ali is the secretary of the constituency for the MPP. He's been secretary for the constituency for quite a while. I think on 3 different elections, he has won the secretary position of the MPP. He did not contest the 2024 elections. When the party decided to contest this by-election, the party decided to look at who was readily available, who would have the resources, who would connect easily to the people based on their relationships with the people within the constituency. The party realized that it did not have the luxury of time and finances to run a whole primary. So it decided they all decided to agree and decide to choose Baba Ali as their candidate. Baba Ali is one person who is seen to be a grassroots person. He's engaged the various polling stations within the party. He is the one we are told was the main face after the candidate in 2024 running that particular elections, parliamentary elections in the Ayawaso East constituency. So he's as known as the former candidate. So if there's anybody who is likely to win this election for the MPP, it should be Baba Ali. Baba Ali is one we are told that it's quite open when you go to his residence. A lot of people visit him, a lot of people engage him, and he's really connected to the youth. So when you look at the...
From his picture, he even looks young.
Yes, when you look at this analysis, he is the best person the MPP believes could give some challenge to Baba Jamal to win this particular election. So the MPP has gone for Baba Ali. The next person on the list is Umar Rusanda. And it is not CTFM's Umar Rusanda. This is the NDC's Umar Rusanda. Who is Umar Rusanda? Umar Rusanda has been one of the longest serving assembly members within the Ayawaso East constituency. Umar Rusanda, we are told, his uncle was the first MP for Ayawaso East in the 1992 elections. Yaya, his name is, he has Yaya Sanko. Yes, he was the first MP to represent the people of Ayawaso East in 1992. We are also told that Umar Rusanda is connected to a lot of young people within the constituency. Before the sudden demise of the MP, we are told Umar Rusanda had been sponsored outside the country by some group of young people within the constituency who he had helped over the years and had made it in life and had moved outside. He was in Canada, he was in US till the demise of the former MP. There he immediately returned to Ghana to contest this seat. Umaru Sanda is a member of the NDC. He's a member of the NDC.
Okay.
And he's been a very long-standing member of the NDC within the constituency, a well-known person within the NDC circles, supported the party in various ways. And don't forget, when you go to such constituencies, you know that assembly members are quite
very
powerful and influential.
Very, very.
He has been a great support to the former MP, Mahama Toure.
Okay.
And everybody knows Umaru Sanda. Umaru Sanda, we are told, that has helped a lot of young people through school and work, getting jobs for people. So he's well connected within the whole thing. But then he feels like the NDC has not treated him well. He has a better chance of winning the seat for the party. The party recently expelled him from its membership and said signed by the General Secretary, indicating that you cannot exit the party or go contest as an independent candidate. But you see, in as much as Umaru Sanda is an independent candidate, the fear for some members of the NDC is that he might divide the votes of the party. He will split the votes of the party based on the fact that, you know, during by-elections, you don't have high voting turnout. So when the voter turnout is low and you are coming against one person from the MPP who is quite popular within the constituency, and you have another popular person within the NDC also contesting as an independent, there's a likelihood of drawing votes from the party's candidate. So, even though the party has sacked him, yesterday, when the national chairman of the NDC went to the constituency alongside some national executives and the member of parliament for Ayawaso North, Yusuf Jaja, the chairman of the NDC pleaded with him to withdraw his candidature and support
the NDC
Baba Jamal to win that particular election. Let's take a look at what Esiedun Ketia said and his appeal to Umaru Sanda not to contest Tuesday's election.
One day, parliament. What's all the idea? Winning now see me winning to me saying that is that they come to now the appreciation. Now we say I don't know and let it tell and put their phone off to me, I'm pretty able to ourselves. The two decide, I can't say what in your party. And what? And Timor would need no. One who's your need no. One would know I found now for a brother I can warn you. Or can won't be. It's in a member. I'm back to you. But maybe I'm a 24. Public Abobia TV. Sentina, you better buy baby. No better go one animal when you first say, you grab your office in my party. Let's say, the papa was saying, so what's now fire? Now I'm fat. Now I don't be beside the torch. He said, "Oh, you come here, I say, oh my! And not say, yeah, Nipan and Cosse watching. Cocoye, we are why a popular. We are why, wait here, popular for value. I tell you, popular will be the first one. Because popular no more. Oh, yeah. Now, what contested primaries? If I may know, one contested. Say, one more, Obika say, one more, yeah, one more popular. I know they have been here. Because contested, yeah, and you was about the party for any. Chinabi said, I could have been told of Casa Mesa could be more. Now, all the things. Now, would you popular? Who hear you want free party? Say, when you are popular, we are when you are party, we are good. I know the popular, no, the party. Intimacy. one wɔ mo nkasa yɛmpɛ sɛ nima no bɛkyekyɛ aberanteɛ no nso menim sɛ wɔyɛ adwuma wɔ nima ha mempɛ sɛ ɔbɛsɛe ne daakye ɛwɔ politics na ɔsɛeɛ no kwae ɛna wɔsi so enti saa bere ɛna wo a wopɛ no sɛ biara no wo ne ne bɛkasa so ɔgyaeɛ a yɛne mpanimfoɔ bɛkasa yɛasan twerɛ ne din wɔ party na daa ɔtwe wɔ atwam na ɔgyina hɔ ma yɛnya to ne so ama wie sɛ ɛwuom ɛno ara no ɔka sɛ ɔba party no bie mu a gye sɛ ɔbɛtwerɛ ne din na yɛyɛ no sɛ ɛnɛ no aba sɛ sɛ wɔdi mfeɛ nnan ansa na wɔagyina a ɛneɛ 2032 ansa na wɔbɛpɛ biribi agyina a wɔbɛnya biribi agyina ɛno nti wɔn a ɛdi n'akyi ɛdaadaa mo sɛ president mahama ne kaa sɛ wɔgyina no mena meka kyerɛ mo sɛ ɔboa ɛfiri sɛ
National Chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esedun Ketia. Sami, so you heard Johnson Esedun Ketia there. What is he saying? He's at one point he's pleaded. Yeah. At another point he's threatening the gentleman, saying that look, you know you won't win. Don't go into this election and divide the votes of the NDC. Just come back and let us take you. But if you don't come back and you go and contest the election, know that you are not going to be accepted in the party again. Even if you are accepted, it's going to go. You need up to 2032 to be eligible to contest any position in the party. So put your ambitions aside now. Come and join the party, and let's win the by-election for Baba Jamal. So Johnson Esedun Ketia, quite interesting, very experienced politician. In one way, trying to appeal to the guy to not to contest. On the other hand, threatening the guy and saying, "Look, what will befall you? You wouldn't like it."
Well,
so
I foresee Esedun Ketia seeing this gentleman as a threat. Maybe who knows? Because someone who's been with the NDC all this while, an assembly member of that matter, very influential individual, and for an experienced person like Esedun Ketia to make such an appeal, I'm sure they realize how a threat he will be. And when you go into such election, you don't take chances. Anything that may come up as a threat, you may want to pull those threats away, and then you may deal with the matter. But then, as I mentioned earlier, we'll go to the constituency and go to the camp of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, and find out how campaigning has been so far and their chances of winning Tuesday's by-election. Even though it's been a seat that has been won by the NDC since its creation, from what you hear the national chairman of the NDC say, appealing to one of the independent candidates to withdraw, the party might have seen a threat somewhere. That's why they are making that appeal. Let's speak to Anthony Nupenu. He's the Greater Accra Regional Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, the ticket on which Baba Jamal, the NDC's parliamentary candidate, is riding on Tuesday's election. Tony, thank you very much for your time. Is it that your national chairman or the NDC as a political party is afraid of the threats posed by Umaru Sanda? That is why he's making such an appeal for him to withdraw his candidature from Tuesday's election?
Thank you, my brother, for having me on your set this afternoon to share view on what has been happening for the past 2 weeks in trying to mobilize and galvanize support for the party. Okay. So we've been in the conference for almost 2 weeks now, trying to engage and sensitize the people on the need to come out on the 3rd to cast a ballot for the NDC and the Baba Jamal that we are presenting for the election. It's been so far so good. We've been able to reach many of the areas, the homes, the ghettos, the bases, and asking for their vote. And we believe strongly that come 3rd March, the people of Ayawaso West, Ayawaso East, will look nowhere than to vote the NDC and Baba Jamal to be elected for the by-election. The work has not ended. We are still on, and we will be on till the last ballot is cast. The national chairman, yesterday entered the constituency to touch base with many of the areas that we mobilize the voters for him to be able to have a word with them. And as a father who runs the party, definitely will call on an errand man or a prodigal son to still look ahead of his political future and take a decision that will build a future for him than whatever will demolish him politically. So whatever appeal he made, he's just making it in the interest of fatherhood to a son who is too ambitious in his ambition. And I believe it's not a call far-fetched, it's a call for a rightful cause, and only responsible children and children who listen to proper advice will take it for the betterment of their future. So it's up to the very candidate or the very gentleman to look at his political future and listen to a father than go on this wild goose chase and fall in a ditch that he may never rise to that future he is looking at. So I am very optimistic as a political watcher and an activist for all these years. Nima is not just a place that can be swayed because someone from the NDC is trying to be an independent. We've had this thing several times. It has never shaken the foundation of the party. So this by-election is not any. The third person is not a threat if he decides to continue his wild goose chase.
Tony, what has been a strategy going to this election? You said that you've been there for the past 2 weeks, you and your team. What has been a campaign message? What have you been telling the people in the constituency?
Our campaign message basically one: the people of Ayawaso East, you need a representative in parliament. Your MP is no more, you need a representative. Now, needing that representative is just not anybody at all, but someone who rightly represents you and make sure your needs and your wants are tabled to the attention of government to be attended to. And Baba Jamal, an astute politician who has been a deputy general secretary of the party, a deputy information minister, deputy local government minister, deputy director legal, until recently was appointed to represent the country as an ambassador to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has been a member of parliament before. He knows very well.
Hello, Tony.
Yeah, hello. So he's not just anybody at all, but he's someone who understands what parliamentary representation is, and he has a heart of the people. So we've been telling the people who the personality they are sending to parliament is, what he represents, and what he can really do in terms of galvanizing the needed developments and representing them well. So it has been going down well with the people, and he's not a visitor to Nima. He's a born-bred personality who has helped the people of Nima for long, and they really resonate with him and his message. And the strategy, as you asked, is not about shouting around and say you are campaigning, but it's about engaging the people. Let's also not forget that this election is in the Ramadan season, so we don't need to stress the people with loud noise and then things that will not give them the needed comfort. So we are within a very resonance of harmony in terms of what they find themselves at this moment, and making sure that they really appreciate our coming and what they need to do for the party.
Tony, this particular constituency, which is the Ayawaso East constituency, is a traditional NDC constituency. But ahead of this particular election, your party, there's been a lot of scrutiny on your party within the constituency based on what happened during your primaries. Also, there are political watchers who believe that, looking at what happened during the primaries, there are also so many unhappy people within the party, and outside the party who saw what happened during the primaries, which is the money sharing, the vote buying, the giving of gifts, as something they do not like, something we shouldn't encourage. There are also people who believe that based on some of these things, there seems to be some cracks within the party, within the constituency. Can you tell us, how confident are you that the party is united behind one candidate, which is Baba Jamal, and how confident are you that there will be no surprise pulled by your opponent, which is the NPP?
My brother, in every room there is a level of disagreement as to whatever the intentions or the view of that person will be. So you cannot have a large political party like NDC, and in a very volatile and vulnerable constituency like Ayaso East, and you believe that you have 100% support rallying around you. But if you have more than 60 to 70% of the people looking into your vision and looking at supporting you, there's no qualms or there's no fear. All you need to do is to improve on what you have and get more people to come your fold. As to whether there is a crack, I don't see any crack. There are people who disagree based on their own petty and parochial interests. It's normal in politics. Well, so when you are planning your political fortunes, you always give an allowable space of that percentage to make sure things get to that area. Secondly, as to whatever happened during the primaries or before the primaries and after the primaries, it's something that we have been able to deal with as a party and get a roadmap towards the future. Now, the very people you think are not happy, if I will ask you, these things that they are not happy, didn't you go to their own homes? Nima is a secular state too. Whatever I give somebody, thousands of people rally around it and they benefit from it. So, who is not happy? The very things you are talking about went to their homes. The very people who received the thing went into the secular homes, the homes of the people that you are thinking that are unhappy. I get me. So it is not something that one person have gotten it and is enjoying it. It's something that is going to give a lot of opening to a lot of people in the homes around the Ayaso East constituency. I'm not saying this to say it's something we need to do, but if you are a good political watcher and you come to the ground, if you go and ask people about this, and they will tell you, Master, these are not things that we are thinking about. We are thinking about better things. I get it. So there are things that you take to a certain place, people will frown on it and make noise around it. But there are some of these things when you take to the certain areas of this country, look, if you don't take care, people will slap you and spit in your face. I get it. So the party is resolute, the party is united, the party is strong behind the candidates. Large majority of the people, the delegates, the executives, constituency, ward, branch are on the ground canvassing votes for the candidates. So there is nothing untoward as if the party is in shambles. We are not in shambles, we are resolute, we are strong. As you speak, you come to our command center in the Congress Frankies. We are here in our numbers, we are engaging a lot of groups, they are buying to the message, they are taking the vim from here and going to the ground to win more people and make sure we mobilize as many on the day to be able to cast a vote for Baba Jamal. So there's nothing shaking us at all.
Okay, Tony, thank you. I wish you all the best on Tuesday. Anthony Dukpenu is a greater Accra regional organizer of the National Democratic Congress. The governing party prepared for Tuesday's by-election in the Ayawaso East constituency, where the MPP, the NDC, the LPG, and two other independent candidates have all filed nomination to contest in this by-election, seeking to replace the late Member of Parliament for the area, Muhammad Toure, whose death has brought about this by-election on the 3rd of March 2026, the first ever by-election in the year 2026. This There's a situation room coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll go to the camp of the New Patriotic Party and their preparation for Tuesday's election.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love, but staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning! Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting Gexim for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofuswejari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, City FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Situation Room, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Situation Room today, the conversation is that on the Ayawaso East by-election. On Tuesday, the people in that part of town, Nima, Kanda, and its environs, will go to the polls to elect a new member of parliament for the area on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for that constituency. 5 individuals have showed up interest in representing the late member of parliament in that constituency. Baba Jama of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Yusuf Ali Baba of the New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Umaru Sanda, not our own Umaru Sanda, a different independent candidate, a former assembly member in that area, as well as a representation from the LPG and also an independent candidate, also filing their nominations to contest in the by-election on Tuesday. The Electoral Commission says they are ready for the election. The 2 political parties are in the constituency campaigning vigorously for their various candidates to be elected to parliament. If the NDC wins on Tuesday, it will be no news because they've held a seat since its creation of its formation in 1992. If the NPP wins, that will be credit to the party for the first time winning in that constituency, which has been dominated by the National Democratic Congress. A while ago, we spoke to the regional organizer of the NDC, Anthony Nukmenu, on preparations for the NDC and their campaigning strategies in that constituency. Let's flip now and speak to the New Patriotic Party. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Divine Agohu, is joining us on Zoom to also tell us how the NPP is preparing for the by-election in the constituency and the party's chances of winning that seat for the first time since its creation. Divine joins us on Zoom for a conversation. Chairman, how are you? Thank you very much for your time. How's campaigning so far? I understand you've been in your constituency today, the whole day since 10 a.m. campaigning to see your candidates get elected. How How has the campaigning been so far? Hello, Divine.
Hear me now.
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes. So we are in the constituency now. We are doing what we are supposed to do. You must understand that since the beginning of this whole exercise, we've never won Ayawaso East as it is. And so we'll be right in saying or in assuming that the constituency is an NDC constituency. So something that is not yours, you don't go in an approach that would kind of suggest that you are strong. We accept we are the underdogs, and that's exactly the strategy we are deploying. So we've been here. We are campaigning on the quiet. We are doing the best that we can, and we are hoping that by the grace of God, we will be able to smile at the end of the day on Tuesday next week.
So the campaigning is based on hope against hope. Hello, Divine.
Yeah, Tommy, I can hear you.
Some say that the campaigning is based on hope against hope. Hopefully, it work out for you.
Yeah, as it is, because it's not a constituency we've ever won, and so you must understand we are the underdogs here. The NDC that's been winning the constituency again is in government as we speak now, so they have the government machinery at their disposal, and it's a David and Goliath kind of battle. But just as it happened in the days of the Bible, we are trusting that the favor of God will smile on us, and on the 3rd of March, we'll be able to run away with victory.
Are you smelling defeat already from what you are saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm only agreeing that Mike, how do you call it? The NDC is Goliath in this constituency, and then we are the David. So as the story is David versus Goliath. So we are hoping that what happened in the days of the Bible will happen. That's why we are on the quiet. God, that's all we can do for now.
Chairman, the days of the Bible which you are referring to is in the Old Testament. We are in a new dispensation, which is the New Testament. You do not sound confident when it comes to this election. My question to you is, if the party is of the belief that you may not perform, why do you go ahead to contest?
I've said repeatedly that we are deploying a strategy that can be likened to that of David and Goliath. And we are hoping, of course, if you are going into an election, you go into the election against the background of hope that you are working to win. And I have reckoned that this has been an NDC stronghold. They've been winning this constituency, and so they are the Goliath of the constituency. But we are coming in as the David. Yes, you are saying that the days of David and Goliath are in the Old Testament. The Old Testament is still part of the Bible, and we refer to it in our daily devotion. And so I don't think I'm wrong in referring to what happened in the days of old. Christ Jesus came, he's gone. And today we are preaching and doing miracles in his name. And it's still working. So that is the faith that I'm espousing.
Chairman, moving away from the Bible, which is a very good thing, can you tell us what is the exact message you are telling the people of Ayawaso East constituency? What are you telling them?
Thank you. So we are bringing to their attention, we are trying to get them to understand that the NDC has been taking them for granted. We all know what happens during by-elections. But same cannot be said of what is happening in Ayawaso East right now. Where is the NDC in Ayawaso East? They are in government. Ordinarily, you would have expected that by now they would have been all over the place trying to fix street lights, trying to construct roads, trying to solve problems of the community. That's what normally we see during by-elections. You and I will agree that that is not what we are seeing now. It clearly tells you that the NDC is taking them for granted. And that is why we think that they need the NPP in this case to be able to kind of stand opposed to that kind of like a discard attitude of the NDC towards the constituency and be able to speak
They must have a voice that will represent them, addressing their issues in Parliament to be able to, draw the attention of government. Because we don't hear Ayawaso East stories of Nima in Parliament. So we think that somebody must get into Parliament and be able to bring issues of Ayawaso East to the front burner. And that person, we think, should be somebody who comes from that constituency, who was born and bred in that constituency, who understands the needs of that constituency and will best represent them. And that person is Baba Ali Yusuf. So this is the message that we are giving to the constituent. And to a large extent, it's something that they are buying into. And we believe that the results on the 3rd of March would, confirm that all that we have said to them so far, they've been able to, listen, and they are coming along with us.
Chairman, but governing parties have largely been criticized over some of the things you just mentioned, where during by-elections, you see government pushing in street lights, fixing roads, bringing all kinds of development. Largely, government in powers parties in government have been criticized for such behaviors. People say, why do you wait till by-elections to do all these things? If the party, the NDC, as we speak, is not doing that, aren't they listening to what the people of Ghana are saying?
Yes, I am sure it's the same NDC that produced the candidate of Ayawaso East now in the person of Baba Jamal. We all saw what Baba Jamal did during the primaries. And so it's the same Ghanaians who be taken against that culture of vote buying. And yet the NDC supervise their candidates to openly, demonstrate something that Ghanaians frown upon. And so if it's been the practice that government in power meets the demands of a constituent, and in the situation where you are looking for votes, they see it necessary to, rise to the occasion of meeting what the constituents are, asking of them. I don't think that's wrong, except that the question has been, why are you doing it now during by-elections? And I'm saying that the answer to it has always been that at the time when we are having elections and we need your vote, you go to them and they tell you, oh, okay, this part of our road needs repair. If you can fix this road for us, then of course you can come and then we will talk. So that is what normally, gives rise to a party in government going to fix roads, fix street lights, and solve developmental, challenges during by-election. But in this case, go to Nima, go to Ayawaso East, and you will see that the roads are not that good. The drains are open, dirty, and choked. And we are saying that, okay, so what's been the message of the NDC MP who, needed to represent you in Parliament? And if that problem that we are seeing now has not been solved over the years, and even now that we have by-election, the party that you have been voting for is the party that is in government and is not responding to addressing some of these developmental challenges, then it simply means that they are not taking you serious. And so you need somebody else who will be able to, put pressure on the government to be able to, address the issues here. Because when we were in government, we fixed a lot of the roads in Nima. The roads that you see there were all constructed by the MPP. Okay, so it clearly means that they have been voting for the NDC. The NDC has been taking them for granted. So that is the message. And that's why we are driving on this message.
Chairman, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you all the best. May the MPP win on Tuesday, so at least you can break the record.
Legwork, by the grace of God, it will happen.
Thank you very much for your time. Divine.
Thank you too. You're welcome, my brother.
Who is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the MPP, and they are preparing for the by-election in the Ayawaso East constituency, which takes place on Tuesday, the 3rd of March 2026, the first ever by-election in the year 2026, coming on the back of the demise of the sitting member of parliament for the area, Muhammad Toure, where the NDC, the MPP, the LPG, and two other independent candidates have all showed interest in replacing the late member of parliament for the area. Fred, these are the two political parties are set. They are bent on, MPP hoping to cause an upset, NDC hoping to continue the tradition.
MPP hoping to cause an upset.
With
NDC,
the David and Goliath story.
With the David and Goliath story. NDC confident of winning the elections. Yeah. But you see, you can be hoping, you can be confident, but you don't decide who becomes MP. It's the people who are given the power by the Constitution who decide who they want to represent them in Parliament. So both parties may play on their campaign messages, both parties may strategize, but the people who determine who becomes their representatives will finally have the say on Tuesday. As I said initially, history has told us that from 1992 till 2024, the NDC has won that particular seat. That seat from 1992 to 2012, together with Ayahuasca North, was the Ayahuasca East constituency. In 2012, it was divided. So you now had the Ayahuasca North constituency and the Ayahuasca East constituency. Ayahuasca North being Mamobi, Ayahuasca East being Nima, the Nima part of it. Then Ayahuasca Central, which is the Alajo side of it. So those places have usually gone the NDC. And that's why the NDC, I believe, is confident that they are going to win. And the MPP is hoping against hope that they would cause an upset based on the fact that previous members of parliament, they say, have not contributed anything to the development of that area.
For the hope, we are here, we'll report and then tell Ghanaians what really has happened or will happen on the 3rd of March. We'll be on the ground on Channel 1 television, we'll be there. City 97.3 FM will be there. Citiuation.com will also be there to bring you an update on the by-election that takes place on Tuesday, the 3rd of March 2026. This has been another exciting edition of Citiuation that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Samiri Afe. His name is Fred Tete Jabon. Until we meet again, may the good Lord be with us all.